Hi yogis, and welcome to your week 6 yoga practice. This week we're going to focus on re-energizing. This time in your pregnancy, about 6 weeks, first trimester really, is the time when you're going to be pretty much downright exhausted. At least I know I have been. So this is one of the tools that I use in order to combat that fatigue and really give myself a little boost. Even if you're not pregnant, this is still an appropriate practice. So it's great to do. I hope you guys just jump on in. We are going to need a few tools. What you'll need today is a yoga mat, of course, a yoga strap, a block, a blanket, and then a wall. The wall needs to be clear of anything hanging on it, but just enough for your legs to go up the wall later. So as you see my wall, that will be fine. You have a few options with your practice today. You can either follow me all the way through for a shorter practice, or before we start our cool down, I'll give you the option to either start over again and extend your practice so you can start at the beginning again and go all the way through, or you can just stay with me and cool down and make it a little bit of a mini practice. So to start today, let's go ahead and grab our blankets. Just fold it nicely and then take it under your bottom. We're going to sit cross-legged, having your shins crossed. Hands go on your knees. Let's roll our shoulders back. Extend our torsos up. Create space in the abdomen, especially for baby. Take a few moments to settle in. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Nice even inhale and exhale. As yogis, we like to inhale and exhale through our nose. Throughout pregnancy, we will talk a little bit about breathing. And this will be another tool that will help you through your pregnancy and also through labor. Filling up the lungs, letting go of anything that you've been holding on to all day. No to-do lists right now, no worries, even if you're worried about being tired. Just trust in the moment, let all of that go, and take this time for yourself. Open your eyes gently, fold your hands together, press all the way forward, fingers forward, palms facing the wall in front of you, and then reach your arms up and above your head, straightening your arms, and release your traps, so your shoulders. You don't want your neck to be all scrunched up, create a lot of space there. And then at the same time, remember to create a lot of space where baby is too. So even though we're not huge or showing right now, you still want to start to practice good habits, and that includes creating space in the abdomen. Let go the arms, and release. Let's take our right hand and place it on your left knee. Your left hand is going to go behind you, sit nice and tall, and then rotate to the back wall. Make sure each vertebrae is stacked one over the other. Again, keeping that long, spacious torso. And if you'd like, you can take your gaze to the back wall behind your left shoulder. Release the twist and come forward. Same thing other side. This time take your left hand, grab your right knee, roll the shoulders back, sit tall, right hand behind you, and rotate to the back wall. Focusing on your breathing here as well as your posture. Release, come back center, inhale, both arms up and overhead. And exhale, right hand down to the mat, left arm reaches up and overhead, stretch through the side of your body, creating space between your waist and your ribcage. Inhale, palms touch. Exhale, reach to the other side. One more time each side. Inhale. Exhale, come down. If this is enough space for you without bending your elbow, then stay here or go all the way down to your forearm. Inhale. Exhale through the nose, keeping nice long torso, both sit bones grounded toward the mat. One more time each side. Inhale up. Exhale over. and over to the left. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, create space in your torso. Inhale, last time, palms come up. Exhale, hands down to heart center and release. We're going to start by opening up our triceps. So take your right arm, place it behind your neck. Left hand's going to come and grab your elbow gently and just start to stretch. Nice, easy stretch. Things that you may have done in an aerobics class, a fitness class. Good, and release. Other side. This time your left arm comes to the back of your neck. Right hand grabs your left elbow. And stretch. Great job. Go ahead and release. Let's take the blanket away. Just place it to the side. We're going to come onto all fours. If your knees are sensitive, feel free to put the blanket under your knees. You're going to place your knees underneath your hips and take your knees about hip distance apart. And then you're going to place your hands underneath your shoulders. So shoulder and wrists are in alignment. We're going to do a few cat-cows here. This will become very familiar throughout pregnancy. As we inhale, we're going to drop the belly down, reach the sternum forward, and take your shoulder blades onto your back, creating a nice stretch in the belly. As you exhale, push through the hands, arch your back just like a cat, and then create space between your shoulder blades as you contract your abdominals, just slightly. Inhale, cow pose, create a lot of space. Exhale, curl everything in. Go ahead, continuing with your own breath. This is one of the poses that is going to help before labor in order to get baby in the right position. So get to know it. It will be your friend. It will also help a lot with any back strain that you have. So anytime that you just want to release your back, cat-cow is a great option. You just take your time, focus on your breathing, and release your back. Come to a neutral spine. We're moving into our down dog. So just to take it slow for our beginners, we're going to curl our toes, plant the hands, spread the hands out so that they're like a little starfish, and then press in through the palms of the hands. And you're going to really meet the mat with your thumb, pointer, and middle fingers. As you curl your toes under, start to take the weight into your hands, and then lift your knees slightly off the mat. Once the knees are off the mat, you're going to push your hips to the back wall, and then start to straighten your legs. Feet are going to be hip distance apart, and they'll be a little bit wider as baby grows. We need to make space for baby. If you have tight hamstrings, my hamstrings are pretty tight, I like to just bend my knees a little bit. That gives you a little bit more flexibility in the back. So say you have tight hamstrings and you're straightening your legs, you're going to end up curving your back. So just give yourself some room. Press into the mat with your hands. Take the thigh bones to the back wall. It's your first real yoga pose of the day. Give yourself some time to pedal out your heels, stretch out your calves so you can bend your right knee and drop your left heel to the mat. Keeping those arms nice and firm. Switch sides. Drop the left heel. And one more time each side. Pedal out your heels. And the other side. Take both heels to the mat. If you're like me and you're a little tight, your heels won't reach all the way. But just the idea of getting them toward the mat is going to create that length that we're looking for. Take your hands and walk them all the way back to your feet. Place a gentle bend in your knees. Again, your feet are hip distance apart. And then just forward fold. Release everything down. Feel the stretch along the backs of your legs. And then you can just sway side to side, creating a little movement. If you have any sciatic pain, lower back pain, this again helps just kind of release everything. Stop at center. We're going to inhale and flatten our spines. Look gently forward, reaching our sternum forward, and then exhale, release. Inhale, look forward again. Exhale, release. And one more time. Inhale, gaze comes slightly forward. Exhale, forward fold. Staying with your knees bent, we're going to roll up to a standing position. So nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time. Gently roll all the way up. Nice job. And then come to stand at the front of your mat. We're going to do a half sun salutation just to get everything moving. So these are poses that will be familiar and will repeat throughout the course. Inhale, reach up, nice and tall, grow space. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hip, nice flat back all the way down. Good. Inhale, look forward, again, feet hips distance apart. Exhale, release. And then back the way you came. Inhale, reach the arms up to the side. And exhale, close the hands down to heart center. Let's go ahead and do two more. Inhale, grow tall. Create space for baby. Exhale, forward fold, flat back. Inhale, heart forward. Gentle gaze forward. Exhale, release. And coming back up, leading with your sternum, keeping the back nice and flat. Palms meet up above your head, and exhale, close down heart center. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward. Flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, reverse all the way back up. And exhale, palms to heart center. So we're going to go down the way that we just were, and we're going to add on a little bit. So inhale, both arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release. And then step back to downward facing dog. So you might want to take a little bit longer of a stance. Find your happy place. Push your hands into the mat. Reach your hips back. Reach your thighs back. Create lots of space. Get those shoulder blades onto your back. And we're going to take a right leg and step it up toward the sky, keeping the hips level. And then you're going to turn and open your hip up to the side, stacking one hip on top of the other, and gently bend the right knee. Create lots of space in your abdomen. Arms stay strong. Remember to straighten that left arm. It tends to bend a little bit at the elbow. And then come right back down, downward facing dog. Switching sides this time, left leg up toward the sky. Again, square the hips, so keeping the pelvis level as if you could balance something on it. And then stack the hips and bend the knee. Opening up your hip bones, keeping your arms nice and straight. Putting lots of energy as your right heel drops into the mat and your left heel drops towards your glute. Straighten the leg, come back to downward facing dog. Good. And then look at your hands and walk your feet all the way forward. Inhale, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release. And reverse all the way back up to stand. Inhale. Exhale, palms close. Great. Now we're going to turn and face the long edge of your mat. Feet are going to be about 3.5 feet apart. Another way to tell is you can take your arms out to the side. You want them to be about underneath your wrists. If you have really long arms, then just go as wide as feels comfortable. Keep your block handy. So we'd like to go ahead and grab it. You can just place it in front of you. We're going to place our hands on our hips. Inhale, lift your chest forward. Take a look at your toes. Make sure the toes are pointing forward. Good. Lift the toes and then ground down through the four corners of your feet. It's going to be the big toe mound, the pinky toe mound, and then the two back corners of your heel. Gently place your toes back down, keeping your arches lifted. Inhale, lift your sternum. Exhale, flat back, hinging at the hip. We're going to fold forward. Good. Now only go so far as to where your back starts to curve. So if your back starts to curve, back off a little bit and find the straight spine again. You can take your hands down to the block and support yourself there, or if you have more than enough room, you can always take your block flat, give yourself a little room there, or if you don't need the block, you can place your hands down on the mat too. Bend your elbows back toward your body if you're here. And the tendency is for us to start to lean back into our heels. So play with your weight distribution a little bit. Try and equally rest your body weight between the front of your foot and the back of your foot, finding kind of that equilibrium. Stay here, nice easy breath. And then release. You can go ahead and curl down. If you need to take your feet a little wide or do any adjustments that you'd like to do, feel free. Again, we're going to inhale, flatten out our spines, look forward. Exhale, release. Place your hands on your hips. And then with a flat spine, come all the way back up. Nice job. So that was our wide leg forward fold. We're going to do the same thing again. This time you're going to grab your strap or your tie, whatever you have to give yourself a little length. And you're just going to take your strap behind you if you need it for this pose. So take your right arm and place it on your neck or your middle back. And then, if you can, take your left hand and start to reach your hands toward one another. I cannot reach on this side, so that is why I like to use a strap. So for me, I just take my strap in my right hand and grab it with my left, and that way you get a little bit of tension. And since you can grab then, you can roll your shoulders back and start to open up. You want to take your right elbow and move it back in line with your head. Again, we're going to have our feet wide. And with a nice flat spine again, first take an inhale, reach up, sternum up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold, all the way down, wide leg forward fold. Hold here for a few breaths. And release the strap down to the floor. You're going to place your hands on the mat and gently heel toe your feet in slightly. Point your toes out and then drop your bottom down so that you're in a wide squat. You're going to take your hands to heart center and place your elbows in toward your knees. This is a low squat. We call it malasana. This is going to help tone the pelvic floor and all those muscles that we need for labor and that we want to keep strong while we're carrying baby. Holding here in malasana. Take your left hand to the floor, your right arm up above and reach up to the sky. Again, creating space, working our hips. Right hand back down to the mat, both hands on the mat. Reach your hips back up to the sky. Heel toe your feet the rest of the way together. And then gently roll up one vertebrae at a time. Good, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, palms close down at your heart center. Same thing on the other side. We're going to take our feet wide. Grab your strap if you need it. I know this side I'm a little more open, so I don't need it. You might find the same thing. One side may be more open than the other. So left arm goes up and behind. Right hand goes behind and grabs. Situate yourself. Toes facing forward. Sternum lifts. Inhale. Exhale, flat back, forward fold. Again, find the place that works best for you with your feet and that weight distribution. It's going to be somewhere in the middle. As you lift the arches of your feet, really start to feel the balance there. Feel the shoulder girdle open up, backs of the legs releasing. And release your hands, take them to the mat. Heel toe your feet back in a little bit, toes facing out. Drop your bottom down, palms to heart center, elbows pressing into the knees. Lift out of your sternum. Place your right hand on the mat, and this time left arm reaches up. Left arm back down to the mat. Palms stay there. Press your bottom up to the ceiling, and then heel toe your feet the rest of the way together. Release into a forward fold, and roll all the way up again. Great job. Let's come to the front of our mat. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, looking forward. Exhale, release. Step back to downward facing dog. And then gently lower onto your knees. The next pose that we're going to do is an inversion. So it's where your heart is above your head. So it helps to energize us because it reverses our blood flow, gets blood going to the brain, which is lovely. So for this next one, we're going to take down dog, but then we're going to take it a step further. So it's going to be on our forearms to get our head even lower than our heart. And this is going to be a little intense, so we're not going to hold it for too long. If you would like to stay with downward facing dog, feel free to stay with downward facing dog. So take your forearms onto the mat, palms facing down, and just play here for a minute. Take your elbows and then push them to the side and see how the skin kind of grips and stops, and then push them back in. So you know that you have this support here with your hands. Your arms are going to hold you. Press in, again, spread those fingers nice and wide like a starfish. Press into the mat with your thumb, pointer, and middle finger. Stay here with your nice solid base on your forearms, and then curl your toes under. Again, we're going to gently lift off our knees from the mat, and then start to take our hips to the back wall. Again, you can keep your knees bent if you'd like, and start to reach your hips back and stay here. Or you can start to straighten your legs, push your hips back, and take a full dolphin pose. Come to your knees, reach your sternum forward, and release slightly. We're going to do that 2 more times. Find your base with your arms first. Palms secure, forearms secure, toes curled, and lift up. Find your way into dolphin. Head stays off the floor, abdomen nice and sturdy. Shoulder blades on your back. And gently release, sternum pulls forward, knees gently placed on the mat. 1 more time, toes stay curled, and inhale, lift. Stay with your breath here. Enjoy the lengthening of your hamstrings. Sure, your shoulders are feeling it a little bit. That's good. Nice and toned. Gently releasing, pull the sternum through, knees to the mat. Keep your hands where they are. Big toes together, knees apart. And then you're going to sit back into extended child's pose. Again, this is another one of those poses that we're going to do a lot throughout pregnancy, all the way into labor. So your arms reach forward, and then your head gets gently placed on the mat. Release your shoulder blades down onto your back. Release your sit bones to your heels. And take a few breaths. Come up to a kneeling position. Knees come together. Heels underneath your sit bones. We're going to take our arms behind us. Clasp your palms. And then reach your palms towards your heels as you lift your sternum. Again, since we're going to be carrying weight in our abdomen and the front of our body throughout pregnancy, the tendency is to really get a sway back going. So we want to combat that because it'll lead to lower back pain. So when we're in positions like this, soften the front ribs, contract the abdomen a little bit, just give baby a little hug, and then lift through the sternum. That's where you want to find your length, is lifting from the heart center. So as you lift from the heart, release your shoulders down your back, pull from your palms, and get your length there. If you have a sore neck, don't drag your neck up to the ceiling. Just keep it nice and easy. Good job. And release the hands. Now this is the point where you have a choice. You can either continue following along for a shorter practice, or if you like to go back to the beginning where we're starting to build a little heat with our half sun salutations, with our cat-cows, feel free to go back there. Repeat as many times as you like, and then make sure to come and join us for the cool down. So we're going to move on. Take both feet all the way forward. Have your strap handy if you would like it, and your blanket handy if you would like it. So, if you have tighter hamstrings, again, we're going to place the blanket on the mat and then set your bottom on the blanket. This is going to give you a little bit of height. Take your feet so that they're hips distance. There's a little bit of space between your legs, so you have space for baby. I'll turn and face you. So you have a nice amount of space for baby. We're going to inhale, reach our arms up again, grow tall. Keep those ribs soft, keep everything in. And then exhale, start to reach all the way forward for your feet. If reaching your feet is difficult or not available to you, take your strap and loop it around your feet. Nice and easy. Good. Pull your toes up to the ceiling, feet flex, legs active. And just release forward. All the way up. Move your strap out of your way. Take your feet and place them together. Baddha Konasana, or like a butterfly pose that you do in a fitness class. So as your feet are together, release your knees to the side. You're going to kind of open up your feet like they're a book. Sit up tall, all that space that we've been working on. Shoulders roll back, inhale. And exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips. As you come down, maintain a flat spine. Start to push your elbows in towards your knees, opening up. Baddha Konasana, what we're doing right now, is one of those poses that is great for pregnancy, great for labor. So we're going to be doing it quite often. It will be your friend. And come on up. Go ahead and move the blanket out of your way. And then make sure there's enough mat behind you and gently roll onto your back. Here we're going to take bridge pose. Again, it's another inversion, but it's a gentle inversion, so this is one that you can do throughout pregnancy. You're going to place your feet on the mat, knees bent, feet are again hips distance apart, back is on the mat. You're going to take your elbows into the mat, drive your elbows into the mat as you start to lift your pelvis, and then you can either stay here with little robot arms or reach down and grab the sides of your mat with your thumbs facing up toward the ceiling, or if you have the flexibility, reach down, grasp your palms underneath your bottom, and work your shoulders underneath your body. This is a bridge pose. Nice release, let go of your hands, roll down the way you came up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Good. Walk your feet as wide as your mat. Take your arms, reach them up above your head, and then you're going to drop both of your knees over to the right side, keeping your feet wide. Think about your breathing, finding an even inhale and exhale, enjoying the stretch through your body from your fingertips all the way down to your hips. Come back up center, readjust the lower back, and then drop both knees over to the left. Your knees back up to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Again, if you've got a bit of a belly right now, you might want to take your knees a little bit wider and then pull them in. Roll onto your right side, and then using your left hand, push yourself up to a seated position. Great. Now is the time that you're going to need your wall and your timer too, if you have a timer around. So I'm going to set you up, and then you are welcome to take legs up the wall pose or our ending meditation pose as long as you would like. 3 to 5 minutes would be great. If you can do longer, that's great too. It's a very enjoyable pose, and you deserve it, so give yourself some time. You're going to set your timer, and then come on over to the wall. You're going to face the wall with your hip up against the wall. You can put your mat under you if you'd like. And then you're just going to lay down gently and swing your feet up the wall. Lay your head down, flex your feet, keep them nice and active, and then rest your hands at your side, palms facing up. As you're here, you can just let go of your breath, let everything happen naturally. Release your body. Your feet might start to feel a little tingly. That's okay. It's just the blood moving the opposite direction, which is the goal. And really spread through your collarbones here. Release your shoulders into the mat. Keep your neck nice and long, creating space between your shoulders and your ears. Just breathe and be with baby. I hope you enjoyed your week 6 practice. Until next week, I hope you enjoy this and feel more energized. Namaste, yogis.